I'm Chloe Cho and welcome to Insight. Technology, that word alone used to make people shudder at the thought of wires, a language of numbers and dots, and people generally known as geeks. Well, now the geeks are in and so is technology. I mean, where would you be without your mobile phones, email, and internet? Here in Asia, tech is very much in demand by everyone from work to play and everything else in between. And here in Singapore, even before demand heats up for a greater tech life, plans have been rolled out to transform the island into the first totally wireless and wired country in the world.
Singapore can fit easily into an American or Chinese city with its compact geography and population of some 4 million people. But what makes it stand out is its very tech-savvy people and environment.
Singapore is considered as one of the 5 or 7 intelligent nations in the world. It is only second to United States in terms of usage and penetration. So it has been at the forefront in terms of embracing, adopting information technology. So because of that, the user profile has also gradually changed. It is no longer confined to business and enterprises or even public sector, but it is for day-to-day use, it is for leisure, it is for internet banking, it is in schools for e-learning, it is in hospitals for online patient management system, etc. So the usage has moved into consumer level at a very high level.
A 2005 survey found almost 74% of households owning one personal computer, and the number of homes with more than one PC is growing. No surprise then that Singapore has one of the highest internet penetration rates in the world, with 66% of households enjoying internet access, and more than half jump on the internet using broadband. With the obvious characteristic of an emerging generation weaned on digital technology and media convergence, Singapore is keen to lay the groundwork for future wants and needs.
The vision is to enable Singapore to be what we call an intelligent nation and a global city that's powered by Infocom. What it means is intelligent technologies that will help Singaporeans, that will help Singapore and change the way we work, the way we live, the way we play, and Singapore being plugged in as a global city to the rest of the world and being an important node in the global economy. Translated to what it means for individuals, for Singaporeans, I would say better quality of life, higher standards of living, better quality of life in the sense of us having the technologies helping us to have more time for ourselves, for our kids, in a way we have leisure, in a way our kids learn better, and a high standard of living, of course, because Infocom technologies, I believe, can help Singapore be more competitive. We'll have better paying jobs, better, higher value jobs.
The Intelligent Nation 2015 Master Plan boasts of an ultra-fast speed national broadband network where digital technology will enhance daily lives.
The fact is that we are looking ahead and, in a way, projecting our needs. If you ask whether we need a 1 gigabit link today, maybe not. But we will need at least 3 to 5 years just to put in infrastructure that will enable us to have a 1 gigabit link. So we are looking ahead and looking at possibilities. In the digital future, what will be important will be connectivity, what we call the digital superhighways, and this is what will drive economic activity. You drive social activity and a lot of other things.
But going at ultra-high speed also brings with it risks, as any speed demon will admit, and which societies have noticed even if the speed is just 56 kilobytes per second. Anton Ravindran lives and breathes technology, running his own firm which offers a range of services from turnkey projects to customized software and even training. The future is a place that excites him, as there are promising options that'll surpass one's imagination.
Today, we have our handheld devices which are capable of email and voice and even camera. But just to give an example, I go into a restaurant tomorrow, or in the near future, we should be able to use a handphone to pay. Not only would I pay that invoice, but I should be able to take a photo shot of the invoice and transmit and save it on my palm into one of my spreadsheet folders and transmit that to my financial controller to make my daily claims. So, and technology continues to move into the medical arena. So there would be, it would be largely become part and parcel of our day-to-day life, and work and life would become much more closely intertwined and interlinked.
Being in the IT mainstream has also made this entrepreneur acutely aware of the risks facing ordinary technology users.
IPR, intellectual property rights, data rights, individual rights, data protection, even issues of content pollution and data pollution. Today we live in a cyberspace. Similar to other pollutions, we have data pollution and rights being violated.
His response to the less than apparent problem sees him serving as chairman of the Internet Industry Association of Singapore. He is also a member of the National Internet Advisory Committee, which is a task force that provides the appropriate regulatory framework to government bodies in areas such as wireless broadband technology and online safety. It goes back to his belief that the issue of governance should not be limited to lawmakers.
There are compelling need for all sectors of the society, be it private, be it public, that's the government, and also people sector needs to be involved in terms of governing it, in terms of setting code of conduct, in terms of forming multi-party collaborative efforts to set standards, behavior, etc. on the internet. This is chiefly because the enormous impact that internet has, be it economy, be it individual level.
Technology will continue to throw up unexpected obstacles just as it opens doors to new and exciting worlds. And just what the response is will be as important as the tremendous gift of opportunity it brings to man.
In the eyes of most, technology is freedom, and it's not the ability of having wireless connectivity or the freedom from being stuck with a PC, but the freedom of creation and expression. But does that open up Pandora's box? A look at the uses and abuses of blogging and citizen journalism in just a few minutes. Welcome back to Insight. For most of us, the internet is a source of information and entertainment. And much of that information and entertainment comes from individuals, from podcasting to blogging. Though no boundaries exist in cyberspace, it doesn't mean users are totally free to do what they want, as some individuals found out not too long ago in Singapore when they made racist remarks on their blogs. So what are the limitations of cyberspace, and is it time for some rules of play?
The web has matured into a stable platform as the home of all human knowledge and communications. It's also the space for people to express themselves creatively and otherwise. Most blogs and bloggers appear to be the least inclined to be taken seriously, venting with content and language that seem to make them feel more empowered. But there are those like Jessica Lim. The self-confessed blogger has been writing her online journal for the past 2 years. The final year university student finds this digital age manifestation of the grapevine a useful tool for keeping her friends updated on what's happening in her life.
I think I'm a very talkative person in the first place, so it's more of a substitute for talking to my friends, I suppose. I can't expect them to be around me all the time to hear what I have to say. So I think it's a very easy medium to use. For me personally, it's definitely faster than writing. And yeah, that's why I do it.
Jessica knows keeping an online journal means that not just her friends, but almost half the world knows what she's up to. Though she knows the best way to retain some sense of privacy would be really to unplug, it remains an attractive idea in theory. So she continues her weekly updates on her life and personal stories.
In the beginning, I suppose it was a matter of self-confidence. You know, I didn't know who was reading it. I was worried what people would think. But now, I think after a few years, I don't really care anymore, and I write more personal things these days. It's free speech, man. You can say whatever you want. It doesn't really bother me because if you don't like it, don't read it. It's as simple as that. And if they want to do it and if they get into trouble, that is also their own problem. And really, I don't think any of us will have a say as to it. I know there's a negative perception about people who write explicit things, but if you don't like it, don't read it. It's as simple as that.
Jessica's good friend Jocelyn is also another tech-savvy person who uses technology as a necessary regimen for maintaining dialogue both at school and within her circle of friends. She admits that getting onto the internet immediately on returning home and continuously sending text messages to her friends from a mobile phone are all part of her daily life. But what she has pulled a plug on was blogging.
You are giving yourself up totally to the eyes of the public, yeah, because your privacy is in a sense up for grabs when you have a blog. Even if you only tell a few of your friends the address, somehow or other it can get around very easily because of the way, I guess, the internet is designed. It's just one click away to somebody you may or may not know, and then your blog is there for him or her to read. I felt like publicizing my opinions online was also something which I felt I had to be so responsible and so conscious of that because your opinions can be held against you, especially on the internet. It's so easy to cut and paste, and sometimes sentences which you put on the blog can be taken out of context, and that's where the danger occurs.
Assistant Professor Mark Chanite has been keeping a keen eye on the revolution sweeping the internet at the hands of young content creators. The media law lecturer finds that while most believe there is no harm being done when blogging and podcasting, the truth is quite a number are crossing boundaries that could lead them into much harm.
People are often confused. They think that because a new technology like podcasting has been developed, that the law is not there to control it. But the fact is, the laws are usually written broadly enough so that they can address new technologies. And it usually doesn't take lawmakers very long to amend the laws so that they specifically address whatever new issues are arising. So a lot of times I think new technologies give people a sense of security. They feel like this is outside of the authority of the regulators, but it usually turns out that they're wrong.
As the netizens jostle to be heard from their corner of cyberspace, many have become a source for breaking, shaping, and spinning news stories. In the eyes of some, this is a powerful alternative media as people use this platform to self-publish and self-express their version of the truth.
From the point of view of people who want to control the media, it's a nightmare. I mean, what are we going to do? We've got all these people talking about sensitive topics. From the point of view of people who want to participate in the conversation, to become more engaged and to contribute to the conversation, it is a dream come true. We've never had such opportunities for the ordinary person who just has a computer and an internet connection to participate in the dialogue. So I think the verdict is still out on, how much it's a good thing, how much it's a bad thing.
In time, the podcasting and blogging will evolve and give way to other new forms of expression being developed, just as voice communication on the phone has been giving way to the text message and multimedia messaging. While all these make life easier, they could also make life a little lonelier, with interpersonal communication in time becoming a rare commodity.
I think the quality of our interactions is lower. We are lacking the face-to-face component. We don't see a lot of the emotional cues. We don't get that richness. And I worry that it has an effect on our communication style as well. If we get into the habit of always sending an email when we have something difficult to say, if we get in the habit of always SMSing or sending a text message, when we want to ask somebody out on a date, then we lose those skills. We lose the richness of that human interaction.
So, while it's great to jump into hyperdrive and dive headlong into technology, it may pay to read the signs along the way. It could mean a safe and more enriching journey into the future, because technology is only as smart as the person using it.
The path for a futuristic digital life begins now with the latest broadband infrastructure and high-speed internet access. In just a few minutes, travel to my home country, South Korea, and find out how a complete digital life is not too far a reality. In the age of IT, many appliances and equipment will be interconnected by a single computer network. This is not a distant dream, but a soon-to-be reality with lives led by state-of-the-art digital technology where convenience and efficiency take center stage. Just take a look at South Korea's tech dream, which will become an intrinsic part of Koreans' lives.
South Korea's start to setting the foundation for an information society started in the 1980s. In 20 years, the IT industry grew from almost nothing into one of the world leaders in semiconductor production, mobile phone production, digital TV, and internet gaming. As a nation, it continues to lead globally with its high-speed internet penetration. Approximately 12 million of the country's 16 million households are hooked up to high-speed internet, and there are around 35 million mobile phone owners. The citizens who have come to embrace technology wholeheartedly cannot see life any other way these days.
발달된 정도가 아니죠. 저는 이제 외국인들을 상대로 하는 그런 비즈니스를 하기 때문에 이제 외국인들을 만나보면은 그리고 교포들을 만나보면 그런 얘기를 합니다. 뭐 미국이나 중국, 일본 사람들 오면은 우리나라처럼 잘 되는 데가 없다고요.
그러니까 어디에 가든지 한국에서 인터넷을 쉽게 이용할 수 있기 때문에 사실 인터넷을 떠난 어떤 삶이라는 것 자체가 불가능한 상황이라서요. 그러니까 인터넷이 없으면 불안한 거죠.
Ubiquitous Korea, or U-Korea, is the plan that'll revolutionize the country even further. This is by creating intelligent networks, the latest computer technology, and other advanced infrastructure for the people.
Korea is kind of new society that we are thinking about to make this country become more competitive and more convenient to the citizens, and built with information technology, especially ubiquitous related technology.
Ubiquitous means something that is omnipresent, and that is how Korea wants technology to be, so that everyone and anyone can be connected anytime and anywhere.
Many people, Korean citizens, they can access, for instance, government information or banking or their entertainment contents more cheap compared to previous time or compared to a couple of years ago. And the government service also maybe provide via internet or via mobile devices.
The Ubiquitous Dream Hall is a place where people can experience the future of digital lifestyle and the newest IT technology through various simulations. It's almost like traveling through time for that sneak peek into the future.
Door is opened. Please come into the house.
And this is the home of the near future of Ubiquitous Korea. Greeting each person on entry to the home is a large LCD screen and the virtual host. This main television screen is hooked up to all other screens in the house, allowing users to pick up phone calls, even if you're standing at the refrigerator deciding what's for your next meal. What's also useful is that the screen on the refrigerator doors knows just what's inside the refrigerator, and even better, the freshness of the food and when it should be thrown out. And if you often end up with just the last drop of milk because you forgot to stock up, this fridge holds all the answers, on the screen of course. The bedroom also features a large flat TV screen which doubles up as a canvas to display images to set the mood for the day or night. And thanks to the bedroom mirror, there is no more guesswork in dressing up and fashion faux pas. Like a computerized eye for the living person, the mirror sizes up the body to determine what style of clothing would be best. Stepping out in style to shop will also be easy with less bulk to carry about. The supermarket's computers recognize customers through a radio frequency identification or RFID technology as they enter the premises. And if you can't find a salesperson to help you with a product query, all items are also tagged with RFID technology. So all you have to do is place the item against the screen and the product information is all there. The last stop of the Dream Hall tour, the cafe, will rejuvenate and refresh, especially if you've been there before.
The cafe remembers that you've had cafe mocha last time. What would you like for today?
Now how's that for service? And with a short robot attending to orders, there's no need to worry about hurt feelings over leaving a tip. A ubiquitous lifestyle is sure to take off since many elements here are not entirely new for South Koreans. Most live and breathe technology with high-speed cable broadband networks infused into their offices and homes.
Last year, they started to build new concept of apartment complex housing area, and they provide very high speed internet access service with mobile also, and they provide several of the contents, including movie and news service and banking. So this exhibition spot will be realized just a couple of years from now, I think. Yeah, it's kind of Korean people who visit this place, they say, oh, this is gonna be very realistic, not fantastic.
Whether we like it or not, technology is here to stay. The future looks set to be a very exciting place to be in. So jump in, strap on, and hold on tight for an exhilarating ride. Well, until the next time we meet again, I'm Chloe Cho, and have an insightful week ahead.